चल के आएगा।
माना कि मुश्किल है सफर पर सुनो मुसाफिर ओ कहीं अगर तू रुका तो मंजिल पाएगी ना फिर कदम कदम मिलाए जा गगन गगन झुकाए जा रख हौसला कर फैसला तुझे वक्त बदलना है
Good evening, everyone. So, how are you all doing? Thank you so much for joining in. And we'll be beginning with the powerful vision exercise. And the flow of the session was already shared with you, so we'll follow that. But since we have been meeting since some weeks, I would like to know how are you all doing? How is your Sunday going so far? Good evening, Pragya. Good evening, Ashlesha ji. So, how was your Sunday going so far? Good evening, Ambika ji. Hello, Pujita. Fine. Okay. What about others? Was it very great or was it okay? For Ankita, it was not so good. What happened, Ankita? If you feel like sharing, you can have this is a safe space. Good evening, Milanpreet. Lazy Sunday. Yeah, Sundays are supposed to be lazy. And we do need that one day, 1 or 2 days of weekend rest. That's important also. So for Pujita, it was good. Okay, good to know that. Great. So I understand that it's a Sunday and all of us need to rest and have that little time that we need. Had a nice cup of chai. That's wonderful. We really need that refreshment. So we'll start because I know that post this session also you'll have to do some work of yours and something or the other is always there on our minds. But we'll try to relax and the beautiful destiny that we talk about, we'll see how we can proceed towards that. Good, having fun with school friends. That's interesting. That's wonderful. Catching up with friends once in a while is also good. Okay, thank you so much for sharing your responses, everyone. allow me to quickly share the screen. And the first exercise itself is a meditative exercise, I would say. So wherever you all are, place yourself in a very comfortable position. When you see the slide on the screen, there will be a slide, but you don't bother about reading what is written because you have to close your eyes and visualize what I will be sharing. Okay, because that is more important. So place yourself in a comfortable position. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes and follow the micro instructions that I give. You are supposed to visualize whatever I say in as much details as possible. I want you to visualize yourself, picture yourself 2 years from now. It's the year 2025. See the person you are. What do you see yourself doing? Look at the people around you. Who are they? Where are you spending your time the most with? With whom are you spending your time the most with? Now, on the screen of your mind, I want you to visualize a number. On the screen of your mind, a number which is your age in the year 2025. At this age and stage in life, what do you wish to accomplish? You see yourself accomplishing that in the year 2025. At this age and stage in life, what matters to you the most? What is most important to you? If you are a working professional, which organization do you find yourself working in? If you ever had a dream organization, a dream role, what is your designation in the year 2025? Now, I want you to focus on your feelings. How does it feel to be you? Look at your face, the gentle smile, the sparkling eyes. Look at your workplace, your colleagues, your peers, at your home, your family members. How do you want to be? What do you want to feel in these relationships? Feel the person you are, your true self. Whenever you are ready, slowly come back. How many of you had a smile on your face when you were visualizing this? You all could relate and were able to imagine. Because this is something futuristic, at times some people are not able to visualize. So that is also possible. But some of you are writing that you all were able to smile, meaning you all were able to be in that year and experience it. Yes, Pragya, you want to say something? You can unmute yourself and speak. Okay. So Pragya was also able to feel it. Anurag also, Binduji also, Milanpreet, Ambikaji, and Nidhi as well. Okay, that's good. So all of us have this vision. All of us know that by this age and we need to get here. This is what I want to do. And in fact, हमारे पैदा होने से पहले ही हमारे आसपास के लोग, हमारा कल्चर, बहुत सारी चीजें इम्पोज की गई होती है. इस पर्टिकुलर एज तक पढ़ाई खत्म हो जानी चाहिए, इस पर्टिकुलर एज तक यू शुड सेटल, इस पर्टिकुलर एज तक सब कुछ हो जाना चाहिए एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. So all of us know where we want to get into. But in this session today, we are going to focus on creating the destiny for us. We know, but we are also going to fill the gaps which is not helping us achieve that vision. Okay? So what I want you to do is grab a paper and pen, and in order to make this vision a reality, each one of us imagine or bring all the scenes that ran in your mind once again and think of one thing that you need to start doing from today onwards so that you can make this vision a reality. It could be anything. It could be upskilling yourself, taking up some courses. It could be taking more risks. It could be becoming more patient with yourself. It could be taking care of your health more. Okay, it could be anything. But what is that one thing you need to start doing from today onwards so that you can make this vision of 2025 a reality? This is what I want each and everyone to reflect and write. And feel free to also share in the comments. Because when you share in the comments, others also read it, we get to know that, okay, there are others around us also who have similar vision. And whenever you are done, even if you are not sharing, you're not comfortable, that is also fine. But whenever you are done, you can write a done on the chat so that we can proceed towards the next part. So Om Prasad is done. Do you mind sharing, Om Prasad? What have you written? What is that thing that you would want to start to make your vision of 2025 a reality? So Ashleja ji is also done. That's good. Those of you who are done can start thinking about the next question also, which is what is that one thing that you need to stop doing? You don't have to do it so that you can make this vision a reality. Okay, it could be not getting agitated. It could be not spending much time on social media. So different for different people because vision for everyone is different. So Milanpreet is done with both. That's wonderful. Okay, Anurag is also done with both. I'll wait for one or two more duns and then we'll proceed to the next slide. And I want all of you to preserve this document because the steps that you would write for the things that you have written that you need to start doing and stop doing is something very personal to you, right? And when you write, you are like reinforcing it. And I want you to preserve it so that you can remind yourself that this is the vision, this is where I want to get into. And I also know कि क्या start करना है, क्या stop करना है. It's just about doing the thing. It's just about taking action. Inspiring yourself. I'm not using the word motivating, but inspiring yourself to start acting. Okay, great. So Pragya is also done. So we will proceed. 3 steps to design a reality. Okay, Binduji says implementation of upskilled knowledge. I love that point, Binduji. Thank you so much for sharing that because everyone talks about upskilling, doing more things, but honestly speaking, we already have a lot of knowledge, whether it comes to technical, professional, personal, anything. But the gap, the real gap is in the implementation. So I like how she starts with implementation of upskill knowledge. So I already have that knowledge, but I need to do something so that I can start implementing it. And that reminder itself will help. Unlearn my old patterns, sobbing from past. That's how we self-sabotage ourselves. So maybe I can have a plan of action whenever those patterns are arising of me going back to my past and becoming critical about situations or people or maybe myself also. What is that one thing that I can start doing so that I remove or I am able to pull myself out from that pattern? Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay. So now we talk about 3 steps to design your own destiny. Now, if you see in the market, there are so many books written about how you can carve a destiny for your own, how you can reach your goals, etc., etc. There could be 3 steps to it. There could be 300. There could be 3,000 pages book written about it. But at the end of the day, it boils down to actionables. Okay, and those actionables is something that we are going to discuss today. So the very first thing that we will be discussing, or the first step towards achieving that destiny of ours, is the realization, the understanding that the journey matters. It's not only the end goal or the destination that matters, but it's the journey or the whole process. As you can see, every part of the journey is of importance to the whole. The second line says, we are not creatures of destination. You are not a result of your destination. Sachin Tendulkar is a great cricketer. That is not his destination. We know him because of the efforts, hard work, determination he had throughout the years. Today, we see someone who is very popular, famous. It's not that he or she is famous because they have reached that destination. In fact, it's the other way around. They have reached that destination because of the journey that they had. Okay, so it is the journey that shapes us. You become who you are because of the journey. And the next lines are again very important. Our tired feet, broken backs that carry the weight of our travels. Life is a journey that we travel. And our tired feet, our broken backs that carry the weight of our travels lead to greater moments of happiness and growth. That's why, sometimes you will see people say that बिना दुख के हम सुख experience नहीं कर सकते. अगर हमें लाइट नहीं पता तो हमें पता नहीं होगा कि ये अंधेरा है. Okay, now that's also one school of thought. But I have a question, a couple of questions, in fact. I would like to know from all of you, just answer in yes or no, and just think about it. Okay. Let's say I am staying on the first floor and I have to, the lift is not working. Okay. Generally, I wouldn't take a lift for a first floor. Let me say that because this is a hypothetical example. Let's say I am staying on the 6th floor and today the elevator, the lift is not working and I have to go walking. Now, let's say there are total of 40 steps till the 6th floor. Okay. Just an example. Now, is it possible that I reach the 40th step, or is it possible that I reach the 6th floor without crossing the first and the second and the third floor, or the one, first, second, third step? The 40th step is the last step, which will make me reach the sixth floor. But is it possible to reach the sixth floor without crossing the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth floor? Is that possible? No. So Pujita says no. So all of you say no, that is not possible. Is it possible, how much ever intelligent I am, is it possible that I don't study class 1 to ninth and directly sit for the board exam? No school at all. Directly, I came out from my mother's womb. My parents had studied in IITs and IIMs. All the genetic information is coded in my chromosomes, and I came out from my mother's womb. The doctor said 1.5 kg, your child is 1.5 kg. Next week, I go and sit for the 10th board exams, right? Nidhi is laughing. Again, that is not possible. Without your 12th standard, your graduation is not possible. Same is the case with life. Wherever you want to reach in life, the destination is, yes, important, it is beautiful, it is something that we strive for and we should strive for, but the journey matters equally. Okay, so let us say there is a big rock in front of me. Okay, just think about this. There's a big heavy hefty rock in front of me and मुझे उसको तोड़ना है. So पहला स्ट्रोक, सेकंड स्ट्रोक, थर्ड स्ट्रोक, ऐसे मैं हिट करते गई एंड लास्ट में एट द 57th स्ट्रोक वो रॉक टूट जाता है. ओके, अब आप बताइए कि 57th स्ट्रोक इंपॉर्टेंट था या 1 से 56 जितने स्ट्रोक्स लिए गए वो भी इंपॉर्टेंट थे? विच वन वाज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट? 1 to 56, राइट? तो वी कांट रियली से कि जो 57th था ना, जो लास्ट स्टेप था ना, वही सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट था. नो, सो ऑल ऑफ यू आर सेइंग 1 to 56 वाज इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज actually वो inner work was being done because of the first to 57 56 strokes. Ashlesha gives a very beautiful answer. All the strokes were important. That's what I'm trying to communicate here. हमें लगता है कि हम वहां पहुंच जाए तो उसके बाद लाइफ सेट है. ओके, मैं I give 7 interviews and I fail in the starting 6 interviews and the 7th interview I clear. It's not that you failed in the 6 interviews. No, you were being prepared for the final 7th interview because of the 6 interviews. So never ever feel that the efforts that you are making are going in vain because it is actually preparing you for something better. Okay? That's the first thing that we need to remember about creating our destiny. So the vision that you saw for yourself 2025 में हम अपने आप को कैसे देखना चाहते हैं, वो विजन हमने देखा. आप कभी नहीं सोचना कि 2023 में और 2024 में हम वो नहीं बने हैं तो हम वो satisfaction नहीं आ सकता हमारे लाइफ में. नो, 2023 is also important. 2024 is also important. So today, now, at this moment also, just take a pause and tell yourself that this moment is as beautiful as the vision that I had for 2025. Okay, so I want all of you to do this. Close your eyes and tell yourself, this moment is as beautiful as the vision I had just now for 2025. I am happy. I am powerful. And smile. Okay, that's how you create a beautiful destiny. Why? Because खुशी के लिए जब हम चीजें करते हैं ना, उसका बेसिक प्रिंसिपल का कहना होता है कि खुशी के लिए कर रहे हैं मतलब अभी खुश नहीं है. I am doing something for. That means right now I am not in that state. But when I am doing something for happiness versus doing something with happiness. When I'm doing it with happiness, chances are कि मेरी quality of life improve होगी. And of course, when I reach that destination, my happiness will be multifold. But that doesn't mean we have to devoid ourselves from the current happiness. Is that clear? Does that make sense to all of us? Yes. Great. So now let's reflect on this thing, which is think of a situation, any situation in your life that negatively impacted you. Again, paper and pen. कोई भी एक situation सोचो जो आपको negatively impact किया हो past. Okay, and try to think of a situation जिसका impact थोड़ा ज़्यादा huge रहा हो. Something that is on top of your mind recall, meaning you were really strongly impacted because of it. Done? सभी ने सोच लिया? Yes. Okay. Great. Next question is, can you think of anything that the situation taught you? Yes. So Nidhi says yes. The situation did teach her something. And others are also supposed to think about it. क्या आपने कुछ इस situation से सीखा? And while I'm telling this to you, I am also doing the same exercise. I thought of a situation that impacted me negatively. And I'm trying to think of what did it teach me. Yes, so Milanpreet also is able to get that learning. Looking back now this is a very subtle question, and this requires a huge heart, I would say. Looking back now, are you grateful about the lessons it taught you? I want to know the answer for this. So Nidhi says yes in capital. So now a big one. She's so grateful for that situation. Okay. Nidhi, if you don't mind, can you share the learning? What was your learning from the situation that you are grateful? Because जब वो situation हो रही होती है उस समय तो हम I don't know how I will get out of it or will I ever get out of it is the question that we have. But the situation हमको कुछ सिखाती है and today we are grateful. So
Yeah,
Gajanan says, I got motivation from that situation. Yes, Nidhi, please go ahead.
yeah. So I think the one thing, the one big thing, there are a lot of things, other things that I did learn, but the one key highlight is believing in yourself, which is believing in myself, and believing in yourself, even if it feels like you've made a mistake or you're not on the right side. So yeah, that was my learning.
Great. Thank you so much, Nidhi, for sharing that. So it is like when our mind is convinced that ये सही हम कर रहे हैं, तो कोई सपोर्ट करे नहीं करे, हम खुद को पुश कर लेते हैं. लेकिन कभी कभी क्या होता है, हमें खुद भी बहुत कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं होता हमारे डिसीजन पे. लेट अस से फॉर एन एग्जांपल समवन वांट्स टू गो फॉर हायर स्टडीज और किसी को अपना खुद का बिजनेस चालू करना है, स्टूडेंट, एंड फैमिली बहुत ज्यादा सपोर्ट नहीं कर रही. अब मेरे फैमिली में फॉर एग्जांपल आई एम नॉट फ्रॉम अ बिजनेस फैमिली, ठीक है. तो आई एम इन टू माइंड्स. One is I have confidence on my idea, but I also am doubtful कि पता नहीं ये चलेगा या नहीं चलेगा. So as Nidhi was saying, sometimes even I would have made some mistake and sometimes I'm not very sure of the decision, but still telling yourself that I am here for you. कोई हो नहीं हो, I am here for myself. That was something she was able to do. So thank you so much, Nidhi, for sharing that. Well, let me see what others have written. So Milanpreet says it helped him in his growth. Milanpreet, define this growth for yourself. You grew in which aspect? You became more patient, you became more confident, you gained some skills. Okay, you realized some very important thing about you. You realized your strength, you overcame your weaknesses. What was that specific growth? It's hard way, but yes, learned many things. Yes. So yes, it's sometimes we really learn things the hard way. But what I personally feel is, अगर वो उतना hard नहीं होता ना, तो शायद हम उतना strong lesson भी नहीं सीखते. So if things are harder, understand that I have learned strong lessons. And if things were hard, meaning next time I won't really repeat it again. अगर वो hard की intensity थोड़ी सी भी कम होती, तो probably हम उसको repeat कर ले. ठीक है? I learned that patience are so important. Yes, patience is important. I also think that when things don't go right, they provide a pivot to change direction, make improvements. Yes, that's absolutely right. So it helps us understand that, first of all, it gives us patience also. Ki I'm expecting things to happen in this way, but it is not happening. But I need to be patient. And हमारा दिमाग काम करने लगता है कि ऐसा नहीं तो कैसे. So that pivot is what Nidhi is talking about. Great. I overcame my fear. That's wonderful. Or try something new. Yes. So a redirection happens. So Milanpreet was able to overcome his fear. So now, if you think of these negative situations, they were actually life lessons for us. So this is a part of the beautiful destiny. This is a part of the process. अगर easily हमें मिल जाता ना, just imagine your life without these situations. Now, if I imagine, I told you I'm also doing the exercise with you people. When I imagine my life without this, I'm thinking रूखा सूखा life होता है यार, सब कुछ easily मिल जाता. Boring. See, Nidhi is also saying it would have been so boring. But now it gives you so much patience, so much empathy. It makes you human. The interpersonal skills that we talk about, these situations help us develop that. So saying thanks to these difficulties also, because they help us become the best version of ourselves. Okay. So from now onwards, when we are going through tough times, we will remind ourselves. We will detach ourselves and say, what is it that the situation is trying to teach me? Or I have done this and I'm saying from experience. You can also ask yourself, कोई problem है, situation है, you are feeling low, detach हो जाओ और खुद को पूछो, what is it that I am resisting in this situation that I should do? For example, Milanpreet. For years, he must have tried to avoid that situation. Okay, I don't know what situation he's talking about, but I'm giving an example. But when that situation happened, he said, do or die, कुछ नहीं, मुझे तो करना ही पड़ेगा. सो एट दैट पॉइंट डिटैच होकर मैं क्या रेजिस्ट कर रहा हूँ, मैं चेंज को रेजिस्ट कर रहा हूँ, मैं अपने फियर को फेस नहीं कर रहा हूँ. एंड उस सिचुएशन में उसको मुझे फेस करना है. आई डोंट हैव टू रेजिस्ट इट, आई हैव टू accept this and work towards it, and then you see that transition. So this pivot and this shift, as Nidhi was saying, happens when we are able to detach and understand what was I resisting. Okay. Next is know your circle. Now this is a very important concept. What is know your circle, friends? ऐसे कहा जाता है कि लाइफ के 3 सर्कल्स होते हैं. ओके. सर्कल ऑफ कंट्रोल, सर्कल ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस एंड सर्कल ऑफ नो कंट्रोल. ओके. सर्कल ऑफ कंट्रोल में वो चीजें होती है जो चीजें हमारी कंट्रोल में है, जैसे things that we directly have the power to control or change, like for example my diet, my health, my education, like how much I am able to study. Okay. To a large extent, the marks that I get in my exam, sometimes it depends on the examiner's mood also, but to a large extent, as I said, it is in our area of control. What else do you think can be in our area of control? Write it down in your notebook. पहला step हमने reflection कर लिया. Second, write the things which are there in your circle of control. And give some examples in the chat also, and then we'll discuss. I hope you understood. Circle of control meaning some things that I have complete control over. So it could be my health, it could be the marks that I get, it could be how I spend my time, it could be my relationships, who has access to me, what kind of circle I have, what kind of network I have. Pragya says thoughts and emotions, yes, they are completely in my control. Of course, they do get influenced by others, but at the end of the day, what Pragya is trying to say is actually I am the master and actually I have complete control over it. Yes. What about others? Diet, exercise, social media, and imagination. Wonderful. I like how you use the word imagination because closer to it is visualization, which is the third step of creating our desired destiny. So मैं क्या diet करता हूँ, मैं क्या exercise करता हूँ, social media. Whom do I follow? What kind of content do I consume? How much do I consume? Everything is in my control. And yes, Nidhi also liked the imagination part. Thank you, Milam, for sharing that. So what do I imagine and visualize? That is also in my control. Perfect. Then we have something known as the circle of influence. Things that we indirectly have the power to influence or change. Okay? Think about this. I'll give one example. The session that I'm taking. Here, I am indirectly trying to influence you. But at the end of the day, how much you are able to understand, how much you are able to implement, that will be your action. I can tell my friend who is getting into something wrong. I can tell her that, see, this thing is not good. It will harm you. It will harm your family and everything will get spoiled later on. But वो करती है या नहीं करती है, ये उसके हाथ में है. So this thing about me advising or suggesting my friend becomes my circle of influence. What else do you think can come in circle of influence? Can you think of anything? Indirect influence. Movies, yes, that's a good example. That's a very different example, odd example, meaning not any किसी के दिमाग में जल्दी से आएगा नहीं, but they do influence us. Movies indirectly influence us. If you think of the other way around, what can you influence but not control, Milanpreet? Involving in conversations of people, friend company, yes. These are some good examples. Okay, and the last is who you listen to. Yes. So that is actually under our control, but in the times that we are living in, जरा सा एक कुछ देख लिया यूट्यूब पे शुरू हो जाते something related to it because we are social listening. You just think of, you just see one ad, or you just go and search about something on Amazon and on YouTube, Insta, Facebook, everywhere that thing starts popping up. So now these things are trying to influence us. What we consume is not completely in our hand now because of these things. And then we have influencer marketing also, right? So yes, slowly and steadily, a lot of things that we could have written in our circle of control is shifting to circle of influence because of these algorithms and all of those. But we all should know that at the end of the day, we are the master and we have control over it. Okay, we have to take our power, control, and choice back. Last circle is circle of no control. Things that we have little or no power to influence, but impact us or are concerning. The best example I have for circle of no control is death. No one has control over it, no? Be it our own selves, be it others also. We don't have control over it. At this point, some of you would say people who end their lives by choice, meaning people who do suicide. Now it is their mind who is doing it. They are under the influence of their mind. Okay, because there is a lot of confusion that they go through. But otherwise, death is one example. Then government rules and regulations. When COVID happened, we didn't know how many days after 21 days of lockdown in March 2020, when will things start reopening. So government rules and regulations. Today also what happens in future, what scheme the government might come up with, how much of acceptance will be there for cryptocurrency, etc., etc. These are things that are completely not in our country. Okay, completely outside our country. What else comes to your mind when you think of no control? Us attending the session, it is both ways. Please, Nidhi. Yes, influence also, and then your ability to control or your ability to have that desire to join. Yes. So I'm glad that you could relate to something very practical and something that is happening at the moment. What else? Influence circle. Yeah, I understood. That was influence. I understood that. What else comes to your mind when we think of no control? Some examples I've already given. Weather, yes, we don't have control over weather. Time, others' thought process. Wonderful, that's a beautiful one. A choice of emotions in a situation. What others think. You can give your best. You can try. You can help. For example, I and Binduji are in a conversation, okay? And I say something to her. Now, what goes on in her mind, that is not in my control at all. But let's say tomorrow she comes and tells me that आरती जी आपने ये बोला ना, तो ये मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा. So I try to explain to her कि मेरा वो मतलब नहीं था. My intention was not that. That time I'm trying to influence. But at the end of the day, what she interprets, what she does with the things that I told her is not in my control. So there is some things are very, very clear, like weather, time, no control, and there are certain things which you will find overlap. Okay, but I want you to be very clear with the first circle, which is circle of control. The things that all of you wrote about diet, exercise, social media, your relationships also, try to put things in, especially when it comes to your own self, like Pragya said, thoughts and emotions. Put those in the circle of control. Because the more these things are not in the other areas, you will be more in charge of your own life. Okay? What happens, the challenges that we face in life, what really stops us from achieving the destiny of ours is when we try to control something that is in my circle of influence, something that is in my circle of no control. I try to control it. It's not the rainy season, but यहाँ कभी भी बारिश हो जाती है. So every day I take an umbrella. But the day I forget the umbrella, that day it starts raining, and very heavily it starts raining. So I'm criticizing and cribbing about the situation. Now the weather is not in my control. I will not complain if I take this phone and I put it down. If I just leave it, what will happen? It will go down. It will go down because of gravity. Now if I start thinking that हर चीज नीचे ही क्यों जाती है, and I start complaining कि मेरा फोन इसलिए टूट गया क्योंकि ग्रेविटी था. मेरे हाथ से नहीं छूटा. अगर ग्रेविटी नहीं होता तो मेरा फोन तो ऊपर जाता, लेफ्ट जाता, राइट जाता. That's what we keep doing in our lives. We try to control things which are in our circle of influence or no control. So next time you find yourself low, you find yourself not in control of your life, अपने आप से पूछना है डिटैच होकर कि इस सिचुएशन में कौन सी चीजें हैं जो मेरे कंट्रोल में है और कौन सी चीजें हैं जो कंट्रोल में नहीं है. वो इन्फ्लुएंस भी हो सकता है, नो कंट्रोल भी हो सकता है. एंड यू विल रियलाइज कि आपका स्ट्रेस इसलिए है क्योंकि you are trying to control that is not in your control. So that's why God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. I cannot change the weather. I cannot change the time. In 1 minute, there'll be 60 seconds only. How much ever I work hard, it's not going to become 70 seconds or 40 seconds. Right? I can't change these things. I can't change when the government will impose a lockdown or when the government will release the lockdown. Not in my hand. So I will not keep worrying about it. So grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can. I can change how much time I spend on social media. I can change the people I follow on social media. I can change the people I have in my circle. If I feel there are people in my circle who are toxic, who are not good for my mental health, I have the choice to be courageous enough to do it. Okay? And wisdom to know the difference. Last line is very important. क्या कंट्रोल में है क्या नहीं है, ये समझना, इसके लिए जो विजडम चाहिए, दैट्स द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट. ओके. So things I can control is everything related to me, and things I can't control or my circle of influence or circle of no control or circle of concern is others' words, mistakes, others' actions, others' thoughts, my friends' ideas, others' play, what others do, what games people play, not in your control. And last is visualize and experience. Okay? What you visualize, you materialize. There was an experiment done on 2 sets of people. Okay, let's say there were 100 people and 50-50. It was divided into 2 groups. It's an actual real case study. Okay. Day 1, both the groups were given a physical piano, and both the groups were trained, in fact, not asked to, but were trained to play the piano. Both the groups. Same faculty, same number of hours. ठीक है, ग्रुप ए है, ग्रुप बी है. डे 1 में दोनों को ट्रेनिंग दिया गया. उसके बाद फॉर द नेक्स्ट 20 days, group A was given the physical piano and was asked to play the piano every day for a fixed number of hours. And group B was asked to just visualize that they are playing the piano. Just visualize, but for the same amount of time. So let's say every day, 10 to 12, group A is playing the piano. Group B was asked to visualize playing the piano for 2 hours every day. Okay. And after 20 days, when the brain scans of these 2 people were done, and that particular area which is responsible for that muscle memory, for that music learning, that process of learning, when that was scanned, it was seen, there was shocking revelation. The revelation was that the brains were same for both the cases. That means what you visualize, you materialize. And that's why when Vilenpreet shared that, even Nidhi was very happy to know about it. You know, that imagination thing that we talk about. So if that is the case, आज से क्यों नहीं हम सिर्फ अच्छा imagine करें, सिर्फ अच्छा visualize करें. Imagining and fantasizing and visualizing में बहुत difference है. Suppose you are scared of public speaking. You are scared of going in front of people and talking. Visualize yourself doing that. You are scared of an interview. I tell this to my learners. 1 week before the interview, every day, start visualizing you are walking into the interview room, you are opening the door very confidently, you are greeting the interviewer. Visualize it. And when you visualize it, you materialize it. Okay? Believe that you deserve it and the universe will serve it. Okay? I'll repeat once again. Believe that you deserve it. And how do you tell your brain to believe it? By visualizing. So believe that you deserve it and the universe will serve it. अब अगर हमें ही confidence नहीं है, हम ही doubt में है होगा नहीं होगा, तो universe will be like, let me go to someone else who is confident and their grants will be fulfilled. Okay? And what is the key to an effective visualization? To create the most detailed and clear picture to focus on. And that's why when we were doing the vision first thing in the session today, I told you to imagine as much details as possible. So start small. So let's say in today's prompt that we did, so let's say this was the prompt. Here there were multiple things being asked for you to visualize. What you are doing, the people around you, what you have accomplished, what is important to you. Now, if you're not able to visualize the whole scene, everything, just visualize part of it. If I have to go to the technical details, it is said that there are different kind of learners, meaning some people are visual, some people are auditory, some people are kinesthetic. It is known as VAK. कुछ लोगों को visualize करना अच्छा लगेगा, उनको कुछ visual content अच्छा लगेगा. There would be some people who like to listen to podcasts. There would be some people who like to watch a YouTube video. These are visual people. Some people will like to just hear. Some people will be like, जब तक मैं कुछ कर नहीं लेता ना practically, mechanical engineers, touch नहीं किया, engine कुछ किया नहीं practically, तो मुझे वो feeling नहीं आता है, kinesthetic. So that makes the difference. So some people will find it a little easier. Some people will have to make some effort, but it is possible. Okay, so we'll go step by step. How much ever you are able to imagine, visualize it clearly. I may not be able to imagine 10 details, but one detail also, if I can imagine clearly, it will work. Okay, start small. Does that help, Nidhi? Okay. So we are done with the third point also. So once again, revising. How do you create your beautiful destiny? Number one, understand that the journey matters, because all of you had written yes, that मैं 57 stroke पे पत्थर नहीं तोड़ सकता या तोड़ सकती जब तक 1 to 56 strong नहीं हो. मैं 10th floor 10th step पे नहीं पहुंच सकती, मैं 10th standard तक नहीं पहुंच सकती अगर मैं first, second, third, fourth वो पढ़ाई नहीं की है मैंने. तो मैं graduation नहीं कर सकती without my 12th standard. Right? I cannot reach the 6th floor without going through floors first and fifth. Even if it's an elevator, it passes through all these floors. Right? So the journey matters. Cherish the journey equally. Second is know your circle. Whenever you feel that your goals are not being fulfilled, you are feeling low, detach and understand which circle am I in. The things that in this situation, कितने चीजें हैं जो कंट्रोल में है, कितने चीजें हैं जो कंट्रोल में नहीं है. Okay, and just try to work on the controllables. The other things are anyway in your influence or no control. And last is visualize and experience. Okay. Any questions? Because the last meditation part is remaining. But before that, if you have any questions, we'll take up that. Yes. Shashank, you can unmute and speak. आप कर सकते हैं unmute.
या गुड इवनिंग.
Good evening. Yes.
अच्छा, एक मुझे पूछना था कि हम लोग बोलते कि ट्राई करना चाहिए, जब तक आपको सक्सेस नहीं मिलता तब तक के ट्राई करना चाहिए, लेकिन कोई चीज ऐसी होती है कि ट्राई करने के बाद भी वो नहीं मिलने वाली. ठीक है, तो वो चीज को हम लोग कैसे पॉइंट आउट करें कि इस चीज के पीछे ट्राई नहीं करना है या फिर ये आपकी डेस्टिनी नहीं हो सकती, तो वो एफर्टलेस है, आप कितना भी ट्राई करोगे तो सक्सेस नहीं हो सकता है. उस चीज को कैसे फाइंड आउट करें कि जहाँ पे हमारे एफर्ट्स बच जाए.
Right. तो yes, that's a very valid question. And to be very honest, एक example के साथ मैं अच्छे से समझ पाती आप क्या बोलना चाह रहे हैं. But generally अगर हम इसका explanation दे, तो वो ये है कि कोई कोई चीजें होती है जब हमें कोई भी चीज होती है जब हमें किसी चीज के लिए we are trying or we are striving to reach a particular goal. One thing is clear, that these are the efforts that are required. Without knowing what are the efforts that will be required, what will be the actionables, what are the steps, what will be the action plan that I need to take so that I can reach this goal. Without this, it will be very difficult. एक बार आपके सामने वो एक्शन प्लान आ जाता है, उस एक्शन प्लान में से आपको समझना है कि कौन सी चीज है जो कंप्लीटली मेरे कंट्रोल में है और कौन सी चीज है जो जिसके लिए शायद मुझे किसी की हेल्प लगेगी. अब जब किसी की हेल्प लगेगी तो हमारे पास दो ऑप्शन है, या तो फिर हमें वो हेल्प मिल जाएगी, मुझे पता है कि वो हेल्प मिल जाएगी, मुझे वो हेल्प लेना आता है, देन यू नो यू विल बी एबल टू डू इट. बट व्हेन द थिंग इज इन द सर्कल ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस और नो कंट्रोल, देन एंड यू नो कि ये इन्फ्लुएंस इज 50-50, प्रोबेबिलिटी इज 50-50, either I will get that help, either I will not get that help. Okay, so at that point you have to give your best for the 50% probability कि मैं वो सर्कल ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस से वो हेल्प लूं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई वांट टू लूज वेट. ओके, लेट्स से आई एम हैविंग थायराइड एंड आई हैव गेन्ड अ लॉट ऑफ वेट. सो आई गो टू द doctor gives me medicines. The doctor has asked me to follow a very strict diet and exercise. Now at this point I do all of these things. I do the exercise, I work on my diet, I take the medicines, but I also smoke, I also eat junk, meaning sometimes I am not following the diet. At that point, I have not put that much of efforts. I have not worked completely on the controllables. So वो effort नहीं आएगा, वो destiny नहीं आएगा. So पहली चीज तो हमें हमारा एक्शन प्लान क्लियर हो, उस एक्शन प्लान में से हमें समझ जाए कि इतने चीजें कंट्रोलेबल्स में है तो मैं इसको कंप्लीटली करूंगी. इसमें से कुछ चीज मैं नहीं कर पा रही हूँ तो मैं हेल्प लूंगी. और अगर मुझे पता है कि after asking or seeking for help also I am not getting that required desired help, then in that case you will have to let go that thing. For example, I follow the strict diet, I do the exercise, I practice affirmations, I do everything, but because of some reason I'm still not able to lose weight because there is some major problem with my thyroid. Okay, at that point I will have to go to the doctor and I'll have to kind of surrender and let go. I cannot crib and criticize or feel bad that मैं एफर्ट्स डाल रही हूँ बट मुझे रिजल्ट नहीं आ रहा और हमें डेस्परेट भी नहीं होना. एट दैट पॉइंट what will be in our circle of control at that point? Going to the doctor because I'm doing all the other things. तो वो हम तभी कर पाएंगे लेट गो और सरेंडर भी जब हमने सारे कंट्रोलेबल्स पे काम कर लिया. Okay, there is something on the chat, let me just read it. What is the best? Okay, yes, there are certain things out of our control and certain things in our control also. What is the best way? Now there are two things. Some of us would be happy कि चीजें हमारी कंट्रोल में है, चलो चलो हम कर सकते हैं. And some of us will be ये मेरे कंट्रोल में नहीं था और मैं उसको कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश कर रही थी. Let me let go. Okay, I call it the LG formula. I will discuss it in some time. Let go, sometime meaning in some other session. Let go or let God. When I tried my best, उसके बाद भी चीजें नहीं हुई, I let go. I tried my best, उसके बाद there are certain things I'll have to let God. I'll have to completely surrender. Okay. What is the best way to feel in visualizing? Because at that times we are imagining, but we don't feel it completely. Best way to feel is just what I would say is जितना detailed में आप देख सकते हो. For example, you want to experience happiness at this moment, and at this point, let's say you are sad for some reason, and you are trying to recall some positive memory. तो जितना डिटेल में आप उसमें जा सकते हो वो डिटेल में जाना है. और ये जो विजुअलाइजेशन हम कर रहे हैं बिंदु जी, उस समय पर हमारा थॉट प्रोसेस हमें स्लो कर देना, क्योंकि अगर थॉट प्रोसेस बहुत फास्ट है तो इमेजिनेशन और विजुअलाइजेशन में हम वो फील नहीं कर पाएंगे. See, when we are thinking a lot, we are not able to feel, but when we are feeling, we are experiencing. Each and every one who has joined now, सोचना अपने हैप्पी मोमेंट्स के बारे में, ऐसे मोमेंट्स के बारे में जिसका शायद हमारे पास फोटो भी नहीं होगा, बिकॉज वी वर सो मच इनटू दैट मोमेंट. At that point, you were feeling and not thinking. Am I right? Most of us were feeling. So when we are feeling, our thinking becomes slow. So when we are visualizing also, no? For example, when you do the meditation also, I am powerful, I am peaceful, I am happy. फटाफट नहीं करना है. I am powerful. Pause. Feel the power. Look at your face. Probably imagine some situations जहाँ पर चीजें conflicting है, but you are feeling powerful. Then you go to I am happy. Feel that happiness. So 2 steps, trying to see as much details as possible, and secondly, slowing down the thought process. Because when you slow down the thought process, the feeling mind becomes more active. Okay, does that help, Binduji? Milanpreet says some people say we have faith also while doing all practice. Yes. Okay, so patience, which all of us said when we talk about destiny, no, and the first point, the journey matters. Patience बहुत important होता है. Patience with God. I just wrote it yesterday. Patience with God. Some of you know कि I write, I journal a lot. So patience with God is known as faith. Patience with self is known as self-confidence. Okay, and patience with others is known as respect. And patience with your family members or with your closed ones is called love. Now you have to choose your patience. Wherever you are feeling a lack, choose that patience. Okay? शशांक जी, आपको क्वेश्चन का आंसर मिला? थोड़ा क्लैरिटी आया? If you are here.
हेलो.
हाँ, बोलिए.
एक्चुअली अभी तक क्लियर नहीं हुआ है, क्योंकि आपने जैसा बोला था कि वो पत्थर पे हम लोग हमने ट्राई करना चाहिए. वो 57 के स्ट्रोक पे वो पत्थर टूटा है, बट उसके लिए 56 तक के जितने भी हमने स्ट्रोक्स किए हैं वो सभी इम्पोर्टेंट है. बट हमको नहीं पता था कि वो 57 पे ही टूटेगा. लेट्स से वो 67 पे भी टूट सकता था, बट अभी हम लोग ने उतना एफर्ट्स किया, तो ये लॉट्स ऑफ एफर्ट्स है. अभी मुझे पता नहीं था, वो टूट गया 57 पे, ठीक है. बट मेरा जो क्वेश्चन है वो ऐसा है कि कब तक एफर्ट करना है.
तो when you
That is
share
not
this,
clear.
हाँ, another thing that comes to my mind is, आप एग्जाम्पल देंगे तो ज्यादा मैं क्लियरली बता पाऊंगी. बट व्हाट आई विल ऑल्सो शेयर इज कि कभी कभी क्या होता है, हम एक गड्ढा, अभी मान लो मुझे एक गड्ढा खोदना है, मतलब आई वांट वाटर एंड समवन हैज टोल्ड मी दैट इस लैंड पे समवेयर इन दिस 5 एकड़ लैंड देयर इज वाटर बिलो beneath and then you have to dug it. Now when I'm trying to dig it, मैं थोड़ा करती हूँ, थोड़े फीट जाती हूँ नीचे, और फिर मैं दिखती हूँ पानी नहीं है तो मैं जाके दूसरा गड्ढा खोदती हूँ, और फिर मैं 3 फुट खोदती हूँ और देखती हूँ पानी नहीं है, मैं चेंज कर लेती हूँ. वर्सेस मैं एक ही जगह पर बहुत एफर्ट डाल के उसको 12 फीट खोद लेती, पानी आ जाता. ओके, सो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इज you have to estimate your own capacity as well and understand कि controllables भी कितने हैं, और अपनी खुद की कैपेसिटी भी समझनी है, और आपका अंदर का इंट्यूशन बहुत स्ट्रांग होगा. आपको जरूर इसका आंसर मिलेगा कि एट दिस पॉइंट आई शुड स्टॉप. मैंने खोद लिया है 12 नहीं, मैंने 15 खोद लिया है, बट नहीं है तो शायद नहीं होगा. बट बहुत जल्दी भी नहीं कि 3-4 फुट ही खोद लिया और फिर नेक्स्ट में चले गए, तो वो भी नहीं करना. ठीक है?
या क्लियर.
ओके, thank you
Thanks
so
a lot.
much for, yeah, thank you so much for keeping the chat also lively and for these questions also. Shall we proceed towards the meditation part? Okay, yes, let's do that. Place yourself in a comfortable position. Take a deep breath. Back straight but relaxed. Your shoulders are relaxed. Imagine a wave of relaxation passing through your entire body. अब तक पूरा शरीर रिलैक्स हो चुका है. Connect to your breath. Feel the touch of air through your nostrils as you breathe in. Feel the touch of air as you breathe out. Notice your chest rising as you breathe in and the fall of the chest as you breathe out. Now take a long, deep inhale. Open your mouth. Control your breath. Slowly and gently exhale and relax your body. Once again, take a deep inhale. Open your mouth. Control your breath. Slowly and gently exhale and relax your body. For the last time, take the longest, deepest inhale. Open your mouth. Control your breath. Slowly and gently exhale and relax your body. Relax your forehead, your eyes, ears, cheeks, jaw, your facial muscles. Relax your face. Bring your attention to the center of your forehead or the area above your eyebrows. And ask yourself, how do you feel about your body? What do you feel about your own body? Which are your strong parts? What parts of your body needs improvement internally as well as externally? How is your sleep cycle? Do you give yourself enough time to rejuvenate yourself? Now recall any memory in the past of any activity that you did for your body. Any activity you did for your body. Visualize yourself doing it right now. It completely relaxes your body. Now, bring your attention to you. Who are you? What are your characteristics? Your strengths? What makes you you? What makes you unique? Smile when you are thinking about your strengths. Finally, let your mind wander and explore wherever it wants to. Just let it be. Don't control, don't indulge, don't judge. Simply observe your mind. You are an audience to yourself. Don't control, don't judge, don't indulge. I am an observer. I am completely relaxed. My body is completely relaxed. I am grateful for the beautiful experience that I am having now. Smile. Just as I am consciously feeling this peace, I promise to experience such moments consistently throughout the week. Peace is my creation. Happiness is my right. Set an intention for the week. This week, this coming week, I choose to be dash. Fill in the blank for yourself. I choose to be peaceful. I choose to be calm and stable. Or I choose to be happy. Set your own intentions. Fill the blank with the emotion you wish to express. Whenever you are ready, slowly come back. You can take your hands and just as we do every time, rub your hands on your face and whatever intention you set, you're supposed to open your palms, look into it and remind yourself, I choose to be stable always. That was the intention that I set. I choose to be stable. I am very curious to know the intentions you all have set. If you all don't mind sharing, the intention that I set was I choose to be stable. What are some intentions that you all set? I choose to improve. That's good. I like how it prioritizes progress. When you use the word improve, it's like every step you are acknowledging and appreciating yourself for that. Thank you, Anurag, for sharing that. Others, anybody would like to share? I choose to be a happier version of lovely and powerful me always. Wonderful. Thank you, Binduji, for sharing. Great. So I hope you all were able to get some clarity about the vision that you all had for yourself and little bit about creating a beautiful destiny for our own selves is clear now in our own heads. As I said, when I am sharing it with you, I personally also am following the exercises as I shared the intention. So I'm doing it for myself also. Okay, so all of us are learning. There is no trainer here, but all of us are learners. Okay. So those who know me, as they know that I don't use the word students, but I prefer using the word learners. So all of us are students of life. We are learning. Each and everyone is learning. Okay. Thank you so much. And I will be sharing the registration forms so that you all can share what kind of sessions you all want going forward. If you have already filled, no need of filling it. But those of you who are new, आप वो form भर सकते हैं so that we know what kind of sessions you all want. Okay, that is one thing. Second is the feedback form. Feel free to share feedback about how the sessions are and about the meditation part also. If you are enjoying the meditation part or if you have any suggestions, feel free to share in the feedback or the registration form. Okay. Thank you, Nidhi. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful Sunday. Thank you, Gajanan. Thank you, Pragya. Thank you, Anurag. Thank you, Milanpreet, for your wonderful examples as well. Thank you, Hemant. Take care. Thank you, Binduji.